Chapter 13, and we're hit with an awesome note right at the beginning. I would like to thank Stainless Steel Fox for that. First, some appropriate music. It's the classic Star Trek battle music from the classic episode Amok Time. That's the one where Spock goes into his pond far, and we get some heavy-duty Spock and Kirk ship material, if you are into that. Thanks to Talented Force, Sudsunes for Special Editing General. Thanks to River Road for help with the scene with the Tabasco sauce. And false half was Spock's retort to Bones, Celestia's line at the end, and Blue Blood's line about pride being a poor reason to continue the fight. Confession time. Lyrica Lilac's feelings are basically mine considering the populace is care a lot. The amount of demonization, vilification, and whatnot generally angers me. The fact that Discord, Twilight Glimmer, and other genuine villains get passes while the vast majority of a city gets their names dragged through the mud because of a tiny minority is horrid. The vast majority of people we see in Kerala are not that bad. To sum up, so we won't get 30 pages of Stryker's ranting rants and ranting. Thanks, Stryker. You know what I always say, I did not come here for an author track! Whereas bedtime with Blue Blood is canonical worse than Discard is canonical best. And I gotta say something there, I definitely agree. I know a lot of times Star Trek has this tendency to bring out a planet of hats and shows what type of culture everyone's devoted to. However, I would also like to argue that there are several times in Star Trek when we have the individuals of those race showing that not everyone is of that particular race. Like, for instance, Spock, Tuvok, and T'Pol, although all three are Vulcans, and all three are from different eras, all three are still different. Granted, I'll admit I've never seen Enterprise except for SF3's reviews. Go watch them! But from what I can tell to Paul, she is very much not the same as Spock. Just a little more jerk-assy. Tuvok is a lot more closer to traditional Spock, but he feels more like there's a little bit of a more biggerness to him. And Spock is just awesome. So yeah, just because we sometimes see some members of Care-a-Lot being assholes does not mean that the entire populace is like that. And to write it like that is bad writing and shallow writing, and also shows a lack of creativity on you as a fanfic author. So please, take the time to explore your world and the setting. Thank you. As a secure agent, I have removed a bit about Blue Blood losing teeth and blood. You're right, it was a bit too much. Captain's log. Stardate 6013.23. This afternoon I find myself in a rather unbelievable position of being locked in a duel with one Prince Blueblood. Due to some miscommunication in our formal instructions, I shall now have to face off against him, although I still hope to find a non-violent solution. That hope is fading fast. 4 golden columns of light appeared in Main Street, fading away, leaving behind Kirk, Spock, Bones, and Aurora. Several residents of the town were out and about. Sun glanced over at them, transporting in. God, I love that sound effect! But otherwise, paid little mind. The most extreme was from 3 mayors at a flower cart. They gathered their heads at the quartet, eyes wide as they gasped and shouted. Kirk looked around. He quickly spotted Twilight, Rarity, and Applejack standing in front of a 2-story building near the center of Ponyville proper. Twilight stood off from the other 2, chatting with an unfamiliar pony by the main doors. She had a gray mane and tail, wore pince-nez under her muzzle, a cravat around her neck, and a scroll for a key mark. He started towards them, the rest of his landing party following. Bones glanced around the street as they walked. Ram, a Norman Rockwell pain. Well, if Norman Rockwell's a pony. Spock looked down. Since Norman Rockwell was not a pony, I believe your analogy falls flat, Doctor. Bones rolls his eyes. That wasn't the point, Mr. Spock. You know it. Spock raised an eyebrow. Then perhaps you should have been clearer, Doctor. Lawrence kneaded her forehead. Must you to do this now? Bones held his hands up. My apologies, Mr. Earl. You're right. As he walked, Twilight head shot to her right. She waved a wing at the group. Hello, everyone! She pulled the wing back and pointed at the mayor she was first. This is Mayor Ivory Scrolls, the duly elected mayor of Ponyville. Ivory Scrolls adjusted her glasses before bowing her head. Delighted to finally meet you, Captain. Although I Delighted to meet you, Captain. Although I guess the circumstances were different. Kirk nodded. I too wish this hadn't come to pass. I looked around the Ponyville residents and Main Street and most of them. It seems a bit busy here, Mayor. Ivory Scrolls worked around. Well, Captain, you will be doing your duty along the busiest times of the day. And with all the news and gossip that's been floating about, it would be quite difficult to keep any crowds from gathering on such relative notice. She clapped her front hose together and grinned. I'm quite interested in seeing the action. Kershaw hinted slightly. Well, hopefully you won't need more entertainment at your duel. I intend to keep it as short as possible. 4 more columns of energy appeared near the group, quickly coalescing into Kang, Mara, Kina, and Kalet. Kang looked around, spotted Kirk, and thumped his chest in a Klingon salute. Kirk! He bared his teeth and grinned. Are you ready? Kirk returned to salute. As ready as I'll ever be, Kang. Here to enjoy the show. Kang barked a laugh. Of course! I look forward to seeing you battling that flop. I expect you to teach this blue blood a lesson of combat he won't forget. Kina cracked his knuckles. Assuming he survives, of course. Kirk walked over to Kina, held his right hand up. No one is killing anyone, Kina. I'm going to try one more time to talk to Blue Blood, make him see reason. He shook his head. If he doesn't, then we fight. Betty stood at the Kirk's side. She was wearing a white frilly dress this day. Captain Kirk will do what is necessary, my dear Commander Kina. If that lot has an ounce of common sense, he'll drop to all fours and beg for forgiveness. Elzek rolled her eyes. Shall we get your fainting counts ready, darling? Verity turned to her, grinning. Horn lit up and fainting crowds flowed into view. All ready, my dear. Always pays to be prepared. Twilight groaned. She trotted over to Kirk's other side. My apologies, Captain. Verity felt her duty to be here, since he was part of the initial incident. And Applejack was going to stay away. She looked over her shoulder and mostly at her castle, rising above the town. Also, Sunset wrote back to me last night. She and Trixie will be over at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that all right? Kirk nodded. This whole affair should be over and done with well before then. Bones spoke up. I'll agree. Jim will be right as rain for that meeting, Princess. Kane's brow furrowed. You are having a meeting? Twice she turned a pale red. Yes, and Captain Kirk, I think Kane should be here. Crane glanced from Twilight to Kirk. I would appreciate not being kept in the dark, Kirk. What are you plotting? Who is this Sunset Shimmer? Kellett walked over to the creek. Wait, Trixie! I met a Trixie Lulamoon at the Pine Family Rock Farm. That does not sound like a common name in Equestria. Once there, she smirked. I have been studying and cataloging all equestrian names. That does not fit normal naming patterns. Spark raised an eyebrow. An excellent observation, Mr. Kellett. I recall that name from Mr. Scott's report about the lithium and other minerals found there. I felt asking about it yesterday would prove too much of a distraction from the important matters. Twilight glanced at Kalek, then to Spock and back. Well, Mr. Kalek, the Trixie you met at the rock farm. Wait, Trixie's at the Pie's rock farm? She shook her head, whipping about. No, I'll speak to you later. For now, that Trixie and the one I mentioned are counterparts to each other. Although the Trixie who Sunset knows is only a teenager. She focused on Spock. There are a large number of people who have counterparts in the other reality, Sunset Simmerlos and Mr. Spock. Well, oddly enough, most of them are teenagers like Trixie. It's rather fascinating, as you would say. And I'm glad to spend hours talking about it, testing it, when I don't have 500 other things going on at once. She blew a lock on her main eyes and sighed. And people wonder why I like checklists and being organized. Twilight walked around to Kang. Captain, If I may suggest you and Captain Kirk meeting me at the King Map room in my castle about 4:30 p.m. today, half hour before sunset arrives, I'll explain everything there. Well, everything I know concerning Sunset's visit. Everything else will take about a week. King looked down to her.
I accept your offer, Princess.
He said, shut up, you got eyes like Kirk.
I trust you to be honorable and honest, Kirk. So far, you're not giving me any reason to doubt this. I hope you will continue that.
Kirk met King's eyes. I will, King. You know what I know. Sweat rubbed her forehead a little wing inside. She looked at Rarity and chuckled slightly. Sad thing is, this is still less stressful than dealing with Rutherford and Stelgate for Yagistan. Movement in the sky caught everyone's attention. 2 air chariots flew through the air. The lead one carried Princess Celestia, while the second one carried Fancy Pants, Fleur de Lis, and Lyrica and Lilac. The Pegasus towing chariots quickly descended down Main Street, tossing down grounding to a halt. Celestia exited her chariot, with the other 3 following suit. Bowed her head to the guard's ponies. Thank you very much. Please unhitch yourselves and ready yourself for the duel. She turned around and trotted over to Kirk and King. Greetings, captains. How are you doing? The 2 captains bowed to Celestia. As ready as I'll be for this, Your Highness, Kirk said. I'm going to try to talk to Blueblood once more before this. He held his hands out. Hopefully we can see well, there's no reason for this duel. We can put our differences aside and come to mutually beneficial terms. Fancy Pants walked up to Celestia's side, Mongol swimming about.
A noble sentiment, Captain, but I doubt he'll back down from this. You know how stallions can be when their pride is on the line.
King barked a laugh.
Ha! All too well, Fancy Pants. All too well.
Uhura walked over to Fleur and Lyrica. She stopped in front of the pair, knelt down, and handed her hand. Well, what brings you 2 out here for Camelot? Fleur placed the 4-legged Uhura's hand, letting her squeeze it for a moment. As she pulled it out, she pointed to Hope Fancy Pants. I am accompanying my husband, who was witnesses to the duel, or something. I'm not entirely sure. It's been ages since the last proper duel. Lyrica's expression darkened. Well, I'll be the one to say it. I'm here to see that Chuck get what's coming to him. She's supposed to get right in the muscle. Fleur groaned and rolled her eyes. Could you please take it down, Stephen Noches, Lyrica? I know you're not exactly friends, but that's a little vicious. Lyrica grabbed Fleur, got the corner of her eye. Oh, please, Fleur. I'll blood right my right to want to see you take it down, little pigs. Fleur stared at Lyrica. Personal matter? Lyrica hesitated a moment before responding. Well, somewhat. It's personal for me. Practically the entire population of Camelot. She went outside. Blueblood is one of the more well-known residents of Camelot. When people think of the residents of Camelot beyond the princesses, more often than not they think of him. He's a pompous, arrogant fool. Lyra slowly nodded. And then they think of that of you and others living here. Lyra glanced at the grass and dragged a hoof through the blaze. I will admit he could be a bit stuffy and insular, perhaps. But listen to how some talk about us. You'd think we were T-Rex himself! First right. I can't say he's along to views that way. We all stay here to take this note together. Now that I think about it, this works for the overall message of understanding cultures and understanding other people that this whole thing is going through. We have a theme. It could get rather irritating when people base their opinion on the entire city off of how a tiny fraction act. Well, that shook her head. I understand what you mean. Well, Lyrica, Fleur, may not mean much. Everyone I've met in Camelot's been friendly and nice. Lyrica smiled. Thank you, Nyota. Means so well to me. Her straightened up and glanced her silver at King. You know, if the people who crushed you think Blueblood is bad, they're going to be a quiet shock if they ever travel off Equus. Blueblood's pretty damn tame compared to some of the beings I met. Fleur looked up to the sky. Lily. Ura's gaze drifted slightly. One day, I'll tell you about a man named Khan Noonan Singh. Kirk, still standing on his group, went up to the clock tower in City Hall. Well, 5 minutes to noon. Tell me, Princess, how punctual is Blueblood? Celestia opened her mouth, but a rapidly expanding dot in her horizon caught her attention. She waved a wing at it. Looks like you can ask him yourself, Captain. The dot grew in a third chariot. Blue Blood and older stallion standing it. It slipped down and landed, some distance from the others. The back opened and two stallions marched out. Blue Blood wore a red shirt, while the other stallion had a full set on it.
I am here for satisfaction.
Blue Blood shouted, trotting forward. Kirk sighed and cracked his knuckles. He looked up to the sky, almost hoping this would have been called on account of rain. Iris scrolled her head. Oh no, Captain. I made sure Rainbow Dash and her weather team had every single stray cloud cleared for this. Kirk rolled his eyes. Thank you so much, Mayor. He walked forward. First Blue Blood, I ask you one more time to call this off. He held out his right hand. The entire incident was a misunderstanding. There's no reason for us to fight like children or fools. Blue Blood snored.
Oh, now you're comparing me to a fool, Captain. Well, we'll see about that.
Gutio slept.
Auntie, the spell, please.
Celestia walked over and stood in front of Blue Blood. She lowered her head, and a translucent bubble grew from the tip, rapidly expanding. It detached, floated over to Blue Blood, and it followed him, straight over his body before disappearing. Celestia's horn glowed, and she looked Blue Blood over. It is done, my nephew. For 1 hour, you'll not be able to use unicorn magic. Her expression softened. Are you sure about this?
Blue Blood swallowed. I'm sure about this, Auntie. Please stop trying to talk me out of it.
Celestia let out a breath. All right. She stepped back and carried away from Blue Blood. Fancy Pants walked a bit before stopping approximately halfway between Blue Blood and Kirk.
This is a duel of honor between Prince Blue Blood and Captain,
He mustered the Prince.
and Captain James Tiberius Kirk of Earth.
He slipped his foreleg to the captain.
This will be hard to hoof. No magical weapons allowed. It shall continue until one of you surrenders or rendered unable to continue.
His eyes narrowed.
This is not to the death. Let me make that perfectly clear.
Kiddo rolled his eyes.
Well, what's the fun of that, then?
Fancy Pants paid him no mind. Scarred ponies and pulled chariot surrounded him. They extended their wings out, primaries almost touching.
Once you enter, you shall not leave until the duel is over.
While the duel was being set up, residents of Ponyville gathered, crowding together as close as they dared. Murmurs and conversations drifted upon them. Several held up signs with the words Kirk, or Fairy's fight slogans on them. Food vendors moved about, selling their wares. Kirk looked around as Spock, her, and Bones gathered around him. Any advice? He asked.
Bones scowled. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, now a fight counts!
Woo! He said it! Spock raised an eyebrow. Yeah, Doctor. You seem to have mastered the art of the jab. Twilight's horn glowed. She vanished and reappeared by Kirk's side. Captain, remember what Mr. Spock and I told you? She pointed to her forehead. Aim for the horn. Spock nodded. She is correct, Captain. A proper blow will struck Captain Blue Blood's electrical interview, debilitating him greatly. Twilight grinned. Thank you, Mr. Spock. Her expression turned serious. Watch out for his kicks. Even a unicorn could pack a wall if decorated correctly. Kirk's gaze went distant a moment. He rubbed the spot on his forehead. I have had some experience with that princess. Thank you for the reminder. Go to his left, her standing there. Commander, please make sure to record this for the inevitable grilling Starfleet Command is going to give me over this. Whoever died, she reached for her tricorder, hanging from her left shoulder by a strap. She slid it off and away from her body, popping the top flap open and activating it. When practicing, she set it to record mode. Tricorder recording ready, Captain, she said as he pointed towards the guard's ponies. Kirk smiled at her. Thank you. Efficient as always, Commander. With that, he started walking towards the dueling area. Blue Blood, messing his gait. The two Pegasi closest to him retracted their wings, letting him enter. The two Pegasi closest to Blue Blood followed suit. Meanwhile, a large crowd began to gather at the duel. Pinkie Pie bounced over, somehow sliding between everyone there to her right by Twilight's side. Is it fun? Haven't seen you? Twilight shook her head. They're just getting started. Pinkie Pie hopped up and down. She tilted her head back, and part of her mane coiled in on itself. She threw her forehead forward and coiled burst out, throwing a box of popcorn behind it. She sat back on her haunches and was about to stuff her muzzle in, but paused, looked up, spotted Mara staring at her. She held the box of popcorn up. Sorry about that. Would you like some? Mara stood forward for a bit. He knelt down and lifted Pinky's hand over. There's no way that box of popcorn could fit inside your mane like that. Not with the rest of your skull there. She held up her tricorder and turned it on. How did you do that? Twilight's ears twitched. She teleported between the two, thrust her forelegs out. No, Mara, you really don't want to go down this hole. Pinky has some odd abilities. We just trot with it. Pinkie Pie scratched down, hopped up between Mara and Twilight. Held up the box close to Mara. So, popcorn, it's really good. Mara's eyes went from Pinky to Twilight to back to Pinky. She took a few kernels of popcorn, boom, chewed of it and swallowed. Does not taste bad, but not exactly good either. Pinky's brow furrowed for a moment. Oh, I know. Her main attracted once more, this time pulling out a bottle of Tabasco sauce. She took the bottle over to popcorn, dousing it with the red liquid. Mara stared at Pinky. She slowly took some more of the sauce-covered popcorn, put it in her mouth. She chewed and swallowed, grabbed some more. We will discuss where this came from, Pink One. She straightened up as the crowd noise grew. In the meantime, it is time for entertainment. Clark brought his arms up as he entered the dueling circle. Pegasus extended her wings as soon as he passed, metaphorically sealing him and Blue Blood in. He stood to the defense, sir. Blue Blood, meanwhile, carried her back and forth, occasionally rearing back and kicking the air.
If you surrender, Kirk, I'll spare you the thrashing that's sure to come.
Off to the side, Rarity held up a foreleg and shook her huff. You're getting out of this so easily, you cur! Take us back into orbit, Captain! Blue Blood dropped back onto all four hooves. Lowered his head, charged straight at Kirk, murdered his eyes. Kirk stood his ground, waiting until Blue Blood was nearly on top of him before dodging aside. He rolled along to the ground, stopping on one knee to Blue Blood's immediate right. Reached both hands, clasped the air, brought crashing down Blue Blood's loin. Blue Blood let out a grunt. He cantered around, reared back once more, brought out four legs, kicking out at Kirk. He was still all air, though, as Kirk already reached his feet, backpedaled as fast as he could.
Stop still!
Blue Blood shouted, his entire face turning beet red. Kirk cast smiles as he dodged and weaved around Blue Blood. Come on, Your Highness. Stop horsing around. I've been on worlds where this would be considered playtime for children. Various spectators laughed. Blue Blood let out an articulate shout, charged at Kirk once more. Kirk once again sidestepped the stallion, a second too slow. This time Blue Blood slung his hand in Kirk's direction, striking Kirk and sending him sprawling to the ground, ripping his shirt. Rarity let out a gasp. Oh my! Her horn glowed and fainting cow slid cussed. Be strong, Captain! She shouted. Putting a foreleg to her head, fanning herself a levitating fan. King barked a laugh.
Now you shall see Kirk and his most dangerous ponies. Now you shall see why he is feared and respected by the Empire.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Kirk! Even on a question you had to get your shirt ripped! Kirk rolled with a blow, managing to avoid most of the impact. He rose to one knee as Blue Blood approached. His body tense as he waited for Blue Blood to make his move. As soon as the prince spun about, lashed out with both hind legs. He was tugging and rolling, dodging the deadly blows. He came out of Blue Blood's left flank and swung a knife-edged chop right at Blue Blood's head, striking him with the full force of the base of his horn. Every unicorn and alicorn winced in the crowd as Blue Blood let out a high-pitched scream. His eyes crushed as the Kirk landed another shot to the horn. He staggered back, allowing Kirk room to rise. Ball his fist together and struck him with several blows to the face, sending his head whipping around. Finally, Kirk reared back and struck Blue Blood right in the muzzle of the palm of his hand. Blue Blood's head snapped back. Unicorn teetered on his hooves before crashing to the ground. A hush descended on the crowd. Fancy Pants walked over to Blue Blood and knelt down next to him. Blue Blood seriously lifted his head, but quickly dropped back to the dirt. Fancy Pants rose and fought to Kirk.
Blue Blood's unable to continue. The winner of the duel is Captain James Kirk.
King struck his chest, thrust a clenched fist to salute.
Kapah, Tasty Kirk! Glory and honor to you in this.
Mara, Kina, and Keelan followed their unsolicited cheers. Slowly, the other spectators started stomping their hooves and letting out cheers. Kirk staggered a bit. He held up his right hand, even as the circle of guards bones, Spock and Uhura flew. Blue Blood! The duel is over. This fight has been concluded. The matter has been settled. Let us move past it. This has cost us blood and pain. But we can build upon this. We can move past this. The fingers of his hands curled. I would like to apologize to everybody. There is no way I can match William Shatner in hamming this up. But by Celestia, I'll try. We must move past this! He slowly lowers himself to one knee in front of the slowly stirring blue blood. Let this not be the end, but the beginning of something greater. Commander Singer is good. Blue blood raised his head. After this, you still extend a hoof to me? Kirk nodded. I choose not to kill today, metaphorically speaking. I choose peace, Blue blood. What do you choose?
Like I said, God, I love this scenery.
Blue blood rolled himself into his buddy. He panted a few times before speaking.
Pride would seem to be a poor reason to continue a lost fight, Captain.
He extended his right leg, rested at Kirk's open hand, and allowed himself to be pulled into seeking hoofs. Then he tried over to Kirk's side. As he floated a handkerchief over and wiped his forehead. Captain, are you alright? Did he injure you too badly? Boza clicked a sensitive wand for his tricorder, waited over Kirk's upper body.
Well, Mr. Rarity, few bruised ribs, but nothing cracked.
He snapped the wand back to his tricorder and placed his hands on his hips.
You're quite lucky there, Tim, he growled. What in God's name were you thinking, going through with this? You could have been killed.
Vlad crossed his arms. I was not aware you had become an expert in interstellar diplomacy, Doctor.
Both started. No, just an accident, and how dangerous it is to fire a pony with one's bare hands, Mr. Spock.
Blue blood slowly turned to face Rarity. He bowed his head but stopped with his eyes crossed. Oh, my head. I just struck. Miss Bell, I apologize for my actions, both at the party and the gallery itself. I was a snobbish bore and a jerk. Rarity looked him over. Then I suppose you've been beaten up enough today, dear blood. I will accept your apology. She bowed her head to him, turned off and tried to Applejack, still standing outside the dueling circle. The crowd began breaking up, also spectators going back to their previous activities. The large ponies all took one step back, lowered their wings and spread about, marched off. King walked up to Kirk, placed his hands on his hips and nodded.
An impressive flight, Captain. You handle yourself.
He looked down at Blue Blood.
Cut yourself lucky this was non-lethal, else you'll leave putting you in a box.
Blue Blood shrank back, ears folding against the top of his skull. Kirk held up his hand. King, that's enough. The duel is over. Honor has been satisfied. We'll leave it at that. Another standing there, covered in Blue Blood, walked up to his side. Master, I think we should get you to the hospital. There's Ponyville General. It's close. It has a tough staff and equipment. Blue Blood looked to him.
Yes, perfect place, yes. Good idea, thank you.
He looked to Kirk, then to Rarity, before turning and walking off, perfect place by his side. Bone placed a hand on Kirk's shoulder.
I think that Stein's got the right idea, Jim. Let's get you up to the Enterprise and take it care of.
Kirk glanced down. I think you're right, Bones. He looked to King. I'll see you at Twilight's castle later this evening. King nodded, glanced down as Twilight approached.
Yourself, Kirk. I am curious as to what transpired there.
Twilight spoke up as he reached the two captains. I'll tell you everything, dear Captain. You won't have anything to worry about. She stopped talking, her eyes tilted slightly. Well, I don't think you'll have anything to worry about.
King growled. Your assertions are not helping, Princess. Look back at Kirk. I still see you then. Mara will be with me.
Kirk nodded. Of course, King. Spock will be accompanying me. There. King opened his mouth, but his head shot around.
Mara, leave the pink pony alone!
He quickly thumped his chest to salute, before turning and running off. Twilight turned her head as she wants to leave. She's gotta regret that. Her held her tricorder. Captain, I had the entirety of the duel recorded, as ordered.
Bones grinned. Well, that should be good for moving that.
Kirk waved him off. Celestia approached. Your Highness. Celestia returned to Jester. You are very magnanimous towards my nephew, Captain. I thank you for that. She looked to her side, and the general directs at King. You offered him the hand of friendship, even after a bloody battle. This could be so with Blue Blood. Then do your own words not apply to King? Kirk leaned back slightly. Your Highness, I have offered the hand of friendship, as you call it, to King several times over this mission. It is on him to accept it. Celestia tilted her head from side to side. I have often found, Captain, that those who turn it down are those who are most needed the offer. She smiled, and before Kirk could respond, backed off. In any event, I have matters to attend to. By your leave, Captain. I look forward to our next meeting. With that, she turned and walked off.
Bones shook his head. Well, gee, that wasn't mysterious or anything.
Spark darted an eyebrow. It was quite an interesting response, Doctor. One born from experience, I would presume. Twice stayed silent. Her eyes shifted back and forth while her muscles scratched slightly. Kirk unclipped his communicator from his belt and flipped it open. Kirk to Enterprise. Stand by to beam up the landing party. He turned to Twilight. I'll contact you when Mr. Spock and I are ready to beam down. Twilight smiled. I look forward to it, Captain. Not as much as explaining this to King and Mara, but I look forward to that, too. Kirk exchanged a glance to Spock before raising his communicator once more. Energize. Beep.